He cook a chicken, no seasoning. He be dabbing for no reason.
Yeah.
Marv on the board.
It's me and my wife
It's me and my wife friend.
First time doing
He white, he
Zoom.
just light skin.
He said the
It might
pics
go
when we ball.
boom.
Police come around,
He gonna do the talking.
No stalling in his credit score. Oh,
Hey,
He got like a 720.
I worked hard for that 720.
You did, man. You did.
Gosh,
me and my wife friend. Me and my wife.
I shouldn't have bought that car.
Me and my wife friend.
What up, world?
Hey,
It's your boy, Reggie Regg.
What's going on now?
I'm sitting beside my wife friend, Marv.
Hey,
How you doing today,
how
Marv?
are you?
Oh, you still pushing the wrong buttons. See, people don't even know we did a whole restart. And Marv's still pushing the wrong buttons.
Hey, it's okay.
Oh, man.
It's okay.
World,
There
thank you so
go.
much for tuning
Okay,
in
there we
today.
go.
There we go.
That's
There's
the
the
right
beat.
one.
There's the beat.
Okay.
Thank y'all for tuning in today. Mars he's a little high. We smoked one before we got on here, so he's pushing the wrong buttons. We got a special episode today, something I think all the brothers need to hear. What makes a man attractive? What makes a man attractive? That's
What
interesting.
does make a man attractive?
What does make a man attractive? You know, we have insecurities when we be out and about, and then, you know.
Hey, we need to bring reinforcements.
We needed reinforcements for this
needed the
episode.
reinforcements. So,
We can't tell you what makes a man look good and what makes him attractive, and what makes women, when they see a man, just make their coochie throb. But we got some help today
Damn
from
coochie loud.
two beautiful. You've been hanging around with black folks too long. We got some beautiful young ladies here today who are here to help us and give us some insight on that. And they go together. They're called Regular Black Girls, but I know them as Dominique and Simone. Give it up for Dominique and Simone. Ladies, introduce yourselves and let us know all about your brand.
Well, hey guys. We talked on top of each other. Sorry. I'm Dominique.
I'm Simone.
I'm Simone. You want to tell them who we are, what we're about?
Yeah, we're Regular Black Girls. We actually were founded a few years ago, and it really came about. We just wanted to have a platform for regular Black girls to really see someone like themselves. Unfortunately, we feel like in today's society, Black women just aren't praised enough. A lot of times we see, this foreign is, the standard of beauty today. And so we really wanted to give young Black girls and just Black women all over, again, a platform to see themselves. We have a YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We post videos, everything from working out to Black women in corporate America, literally everything, anything that a Black woman can relate to.
that's awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome
great.
guys. I am a fan. I
That's
watched the
great.
show when they put the videos out on YouTube. So definitely check them out.
yeah.
And they're here to give us insight on what makes a man attractive. You know what I mean? That's why we brought them here.
So, let's go ahead
let's
and get
get right
started.
into it.
Reg, what is the first question?
One of my close friends, I remember she had started dating a guy at one time. He was really pressing her. She was like, "Oh, he corny. I don't like the way he dressed." But the guy was very intelligent. You know what I mean? He kept a steady job. And long story short, they ended up having a baby. You know what I mean? He was corny for like 6 months. You know what I mean? Just for like 6 months, the nigga was corny to her. But somehow or another, I guess the internal outweighed. Because at the same time, same things, like he couldn't dress. She didn't like how he dressed, whatever. But I guess the internal outweighed it. He was a handyman, he was smart. He took care of the house. So where does the balance come in?
I mean, I feel like that's hard. Finding the balance is absolutely hard. But I feel like if you want to be realistic and you are talking about wanting to find somebody to spend the rest of your life with, you have to kind of set those things aside, the shallow things like, oh, you don't like the way he dresses and things like that. Because if he has all your other things, me and someone always talk about our non-negotiables. If he has your non-negotiables, something that you absolutely can't live without, then some of those other things can be overlooked. Like you can buy him more clothes. Like just suggest, like, I would really like to see you.
Yeah.
Change some stuff. So I guess it just depends. If some of the things that you don't like are on your non-negotiable list, like he doesn't have this, then I don't think it works. Like.
Yeah. Speak on that. Non-negotiables. What's both of y'all non-negotiables? What we talking about here?
Go ahead. I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Let's see. We did discuss this a few weeks ago. So my non-negotiable starting off is has to have a relationship with God. Has to be intellectual. I would like to be able to learn something from you. Has to be ambitious. Let's see. What else did I say? Two more.
What did we say? We said relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one?
Intellectual,
ambitious. Okay.
Ambitious. I think you have to be respectful, and I say that in all aspects: respect for myself, for himself, respect for others, and then lastly, I would say he has to be a family man. I would like to have a family one day in the future, and I want someone who thinks his family is just as important as I do.
Non-negotiable. That was powerful. That sounds like a good ass man.
Wow. Yeah.
Sound like my man Marv.
Hey.
What's your part?
But I mean, I like how you said respect because, going back to what you guys were saying earlier about the clothes, and it kind of falls into respecting yourself when you have good hygiene, when you dress nicely, when you take care of yourself, you're ultimately respecting yourself.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with that. Dom, your non-negotiables.
Oh, so mine are very much similar to Simone's because we are very close. We're together like 90% of the time. So what we kind of look for in a man is probably the same. But I would say number one is also God-fearing. I of course always wanted a man who was God-fearing, but that was never like on my list of things that had to be. I just thought that came. And so I met a guy one time and he was everything else. Like he had a great job. He was nice. Like we went out, we had a good time. And he was like, yeah, I don't believe in God. I'm like, oh.
Now, when you say God fearing and he has to have a relationship with God, what if he is spiritual in the fact that he believes that there is a higher being and that the universe was created and the earth and everybody,
Yeah, let me jump in on that.
Because here's the thing: is like, does he have to go to church every Sunday, or can he be spiritual?
Every Sunday, but I think it's important for you to be on the same accord. Like you need to believe in the same things. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I don't believe in the universe person.
Right.
I don't believe there's just. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't believe in that. So I feel like.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's a good one because I've been through this personally. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a personal story where a brother was in love with a girl. We were spending mad time together. And she was basically telling me, you're perfect. You're everything I wanted. You're just not, we're not equally yoked. Now y'all both Christian women, what the equally yoked means. And the thing is, I grew up in the church. Christian,
so did I.
Baptist, white Jesus, all that, you know what I'm saying? And I say white Jesus just to be funny because
we talked about that on the last
episode.
podcast.
Yeah. So, but I've grown. To me, I don't put a label on my relationship with God anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was when I was talking to her, and that was probably like 5 years ago or so, 5 or so years ago. But that's where, to me, I don't know how it works. I don't have a wife at the time, so I don't know. Marv would be the married man, be talking about marriage. But I feel like I would not let a religion limit my ability to love somebody. Like if we have a connection and the connection is already there, right? Y'all click, everything else is good. And technically he said he's not a Christian. Where I've seen married couples who both are Christian, but the husband never goes to church. And it's like, what's the difference? Are you happy just because he says he's this, but he don't do nothing like that? You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing with marriage. I mean, I've only been married for 2 years, but I understand what you're saying, Reggie, because I've seen this before. But it seems like people like that have been married for a while, and so maybe in the beginning he was like, "I'll go to church with her."
Yeah.
You know, like go to church for a couple of years, and he was like, you know, then skips every other Sunday, then you don't see him for a month,
And then it's a wrap
and I'll be
after
damned,
that.
he doesn't come anymore. Where the
Yeah.
hell is he?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
And I think it just depends on the person because I've seen it both ways. Like, I mean, my mom, I've talked about it on video before. Like her husband, she was heavily involved in church. Like, formed her own relationship and life was going smooth. She married this man. They're still married. They, I guess, are happy. But he is totally different. And I think it causes like a shift to lay beside somebody that you aren't compatible with on that level. Like her relationship was super important. And to kind of like, not save her marriage, but to appease him, she stopped going to church so much. I don't think it'll always last if you aren't on the same page in your faith and what you believe.
Yeah.
To me, it matters. And I would say, no, we don't have to go to church every Sunday because just because you go to church don't mean you're any more closer to God than somebody who doesn't
Exactly.
go to church.
Right. Facts.
I like that.
And I just would want him to have a relationship for himself. Like what your personal relationship with him is on you, but I just it's important that you have one because to me there's certain things that only I can say God did for me or didn't do for me or blocked, you know. So I mean he gotta believe in that. I can't, if you say I don't believe that there's a God, it ain't gonna work.
I'm with you with that. 100%.
I have a question. We're gonna move on to the next question. Or for me, I kind of just thought about this. Do you believe in testing out the product before you buy it? I mean, what do you guys think about that?
I gotta step away from the camera just for a second to get my charger.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. Testing out the product, Simone, before you buy it. Test
Hold
drive
on,
it.
wait till Dominique gets back.
So let's make sure we word it. It correctly, because we are saying what makes a man attractive. So, does
his performance in bed make him attractive?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
I would so. I mean, unfortunately, I think you can have someone that you're physically attracted to, and you can have, you know, this great chemistry and all of this, and then you guys get to that point and it's trash and it's horrible and it can totally sway your view of that person.
Right.
But at the same time, I think it also depends on your connection. If your connection with that other person is that strong, then you can kind of grow. You can teach them what you like. But I do think that it kind of sways your judgment and your thought of them.
And I think it sways judgment in a positive and negative way. Like I've seen women. So we're talking about, I guess, just sex, right? Like, does sex make the man more attractive or not?
Right.
So I've seen it where, I guess it was trash, and then they were done with the guy, and then it was good, and he was not a good guy, and I guess you digmatized.
I will go on record and say most good guys, it's going to be great because that's just. I mean, most bad guys, it's
okay.
Good guys, I mean, I don't know, just from past experience. The bad guys.
So again, I'm about balance.
That's why the ladies keep on calling the bad guys back. I get it.
That's all I'll say. So where's the balance on that? Where's the balance on what do we say? Your non-negotiables.
Hey, I don't know about them other dudes, but listen, I'm a nice guy and I rock it. So I mean,
really, Marv? That's what you wanted. You wanted to interrupt me to let the world know you rock it.
I mean.
Depends on, and all this comes with age too. I mean, you want good sex from whoever you're having sex with, but I think when you build a connection with somebody and you have great chemistry, that helps the sex because you are learning what that person likes. Like, it can get better. I feel like the first time if it's bad, I mean, that can change. The more you're around somebody, the more you guys bond. I feel like that can change. But sex, it definitely matters. Would it be on my top five non-negotiables?
No. I wouldn't put that in.
I kind of cheated with mine and on one of mine I had 3. Like it was 5, but it was all one. So I say like the man that I want to be with, like he has to be a good listener. Like I want somebody I can talk to, a good lover, so sex, and a good friend. I think that is wrapped into one. So I do think it's matters. I don't think if you really have bad sex and it can't get better, I don't think the relationship would last.
Well, there shouldn't be no way that the sex can't get better because again, you guys should better communicate about what I like, what you like,
True.
you know, unless there's some inches missing.
On the connection.
And I don't know about that. Is that a problem?
Is what a problem? Say it again.
Inches, lack of inches.
I've had experience with somebody that was just like, oh my god, like I've never had that experience, so I can't say. But I think it depends on more so if you know what you're doing with it, because somebody could be massive and that's not good.
Have you had that experience? Have you had that experience that don't know what to do with it, or you know, not big enough? What's been your experiences?
No, you saying Simone?
No, you gonna pass that question off? You said Simone.
You said what? I can't hear
Right,
you.
you said Simone.
I've never had experience where it was too like extremely small. Like,
Okay.
oh my god. But I have had experience when I was like, what are you about to do with that? Because it was big. Like, that's not a good thing.
It's not good luck.
Oh my gosh, no. What is it?
I
Oh,
feel like guys always brag about how big it is, but that can be like a
Bad thing.
yeah, that could be a bad thing for a guy too.
okay, that's good news, Marv. I'm messing.
Well, you're right.
According to Marv's wife, he's packing, so I don't know. You know
like
what I'm
I
saying?
said, I'm not. Listen, here's the thing. I'm not a porn star, but my shit works and it gets the job done.
Okay.
And everybody I've been with has been pleased.
And we're married, so as long as she's
Right. He doing something right. He got wifey. You know what I'm saying? So he doing something right.
You know? She couldn't have been that desperate to marry me. I mean, you know.
So
That's a compliment to her, not, you know.
The other thing we got on our list here, and we touched on it a little bit, was nice guys finishing last. You know, so what is your opinion on that? Because a lot of the things you describe, what makes a man attractive, you know, is nice guy tendencies, right? So help our nice guys out. This is really for our nice guys, for our smooth guys. What do you have to do this, man? Or stop texting back so quick, or stop doing this. What tips can you give them? Like this, when you see the guy call your phone, you be like, how do you keep the guy from not doing that?
I can't say because it depends on if you like him or not. If he's a nice guy, if he's a bad guy. But if the guy you like texts you back quick or texts you all day, you don't mind it because you like it. It just depends on if she likes you. I would agree that nice guys, they do finish last. That's unfortunate, but so do good girls. Like, especially in this day and age, if the girls that are getting wifed on and stuff on Instagram are the girls that are throwing their ass in a circle and being naked, like, those are who like are getting attention. So nice guys finish last, and so do good girls. You just have to be you, and who's gonna want you is gonna want you, and you don't want somebody who doesn't. Like, I wouldn't try to make somebody feel me. You know what I mean? Like, if they like you, they like you.
Right.
Right.
Has there been a nice guy that you look back and you're like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have let him go?
No.
Damn.
I think
Right.
God.
Nice guys just kidding. They don't even get no
All
report.
right.
Both of y'all, no.
No second chances.
I'm like, just because you're nice doesn't mean that you're for me. You can be nice and a completely good guy, but that doesn't mean that you're the person for me. And I think a lot of times people settle or think that you should settle because the guy is nice. And that's not enough for me.
Okay, so if he pulls up in the Bentley, we get it. You know, Mercedes, BMW. All right.
So they need money?
6 figures. What's the song? How's the song go? What's
You can be a guy with money and still not be attractive, or still not something I want to be with. Like, it doesn't necessarily boil down to money, but if a guy is nice, and like Simone touched on it, if he's nice and you are with him because he's a nice guy, he looks good on paper. Like, he's sweet, he's nice, but you aren't attracted to him or you don't feel anything when he's there, you're still settling in a sense that you aren't happy. You're just with this person because I want to get married. Hey, and this is a good catch. Like, that's not good. You want somebody to be with you because of that. Like, oh, she knows I'm a good guy, so she went ahead and
that's major. I got a female friend I was just talking to this morning, and she was speaking about her friend she's been dealing with, and it's just like she was just saying, he's nice, he buys her, dinner, they spend time together, but she was like, it's just not there, like the passion is not there. So that kind of speaks on exactly what you were saying. Another question, which I'm reading the book, The Way of the Superior Man. And it speaks a lot about alpha male energy, and female alpha male energy and submissive energy and things like that. So as a woman, I always hear a lot of women say, I want a man that can put me in check, right? Put me in check, put me in line every now and then, is the alpha. What does that mean? What does that mean when you say put me in check? What does that mean when you say, lead me? What does that exactly mean when, you say that makes a man attractive? What does that mean?
Well, I feel like I have a dominant personality, like a strong personality. So I just need a man who isn't afraid to speak up sometimes. Not necessarily put me in check. I don't like the way that's worded because, no, don't put me in check. Like, don't be like... But yes, be like, I need a guy that I know is going to be a protector. Like, he's not like just a wimp or like we walking down the street and somebody cat calls me. I feel confident knowing that my man ain't gonna let it happen. Like, not that he got to go fight, but I just feel comfortable around him. I think there's a lot of different things that go into having an alpha male. I don't know, Simone, you have any?
No, just again piggybacking off of what Damo said. I think when you have alpha females, a lot of times you want an alpha male that can be able to handle, your personality type.
Yeah, because if you have like a guy that's just going, not that you want, it's hard to explain it, and I feel like only women understand it, because what I was going to say is that you have a man that always just is a yes man, like whatever. It's no like, I mean, not that you want to argue, but it's just like, okay, he's gonna say yeah. We always like, it's just no like excitement, and that sounds crazy, like, because I'm not arguing. I don't want to argue with you, but I just want to know that you have some type of personality, and it's just not like you gonna let me just whatever. I say this, and you gonna go with it.
Right. So it looks like we're about at the end of our time.
Okay.
All right, we're about the end of our time. So let's let the world know where they can find you, right? Where they can find you individually and where they can find the brand, and let them know who you are.
All right. Again, I'm Dominique. You can find me on Instagram at dominique.yost. We are on Instagram as well at Regular Black Girls. And I touched on it earlier. We took ass out of it just because eventually we do want to like work with younger girls and do different things with our brand. And sometimes ass is just, it's just not appropriate.
Yeah,
so Regular Black Girls, but
I have a question for you before we go. One last question for me, and this has been on my mind for the past week.
Get it out, Marv. Just get it out.
I've been on TikTok. I've been on TikTok going through these videos, and a lot of people are doing the videos to the new
WAP.
Cardi B.
The WAP.
The WAP. Right?
WAP.
The WAP or whatever. And they're talking about basically the guy sticking his penis so far down the throat that
the tonsils.
He hit the tonsils.
Little thing in the back of the tongue.
As black women, do you support the artistry, or do you think that song's too much and it's really sending a bad message to the younger women, especially black women?
That's another podcast. He going.
Can we have?
Let's get an answer.
Go ahead.
I feel like there have been songs for years and years and years that were just as derogatory, just as nasty.
Yep.
We're not appropriate. We live in a different age where everything's readily accessible on social media, and I think that's the issue, that we have just so much access to it. Kids shouldn't be listening to that type of thing. So it boils down to like parents being able to monitor, and you won't be always able to monitor what your kid is doing. But I don't think if there's a problem with women expressing their sexuality. We hear men say all the time, the song, I had just seen it on my Snapchat memories. A friend was singing that "Put It in Your Mouth" song. Like, men have been making nasty songs, "Slob on My Knob." Like,
Right.
those songs were around for years, and because now women want to say, "Stick it in my throat" to the whatever. Like, I don't know. If that's what she want to do,
Hey, it's a good song, man.
Until I get laryngitis and I sound like this.
It's a good song.
Nasty. Like, it's very nasty. It's very vulgar. It's to someone who's like, what? I mean, this is even the radio version is wet gushy. I don't think they should say that on the radio.
Oh man.
But to go, you're exactly right. To go with what you were saying, it's been around. The lyrics, the nasty lyrics have been around for a long time.
A long time.
A long time.
Yeah, even before we were born, I seen somebody's TikTok today, and he played like songs from the 20s, and she was talking about, going down on her back then.
Right.
And so, it's nothing, like I said in many podcasts before, there's nothing new under the sun. They try to act like it's new, but, it's all a rerun.
Well,
but
women. But again, what men can do, unfortunately, women can't. So
very true.
Right.
Very true. We may have to have y'all back on that. That's another podcast. You know what I'm saying?
And I hope this, I do hope this Zoom turned out well. And this is our first time doing
This is our first Zoom. Thank y'all again so much for tuning in.
Right.
Everybody who's watching, if you're listening, go follow Regular Black Girls, Dominique and Simone. They're awesome. I love their channel. We want to thank you guys for listening to us again. I'm Reggie Regg. This is my friend Marv. Go check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. If you want to see us and not just hear us, all the episodes are going to be on YouTube. All right, and what else should we let them know, Marv? Hey, we love you. If you ain't heard that today, we love you.
And we thank you for following us. Please go subscribe, all that stuff.
Yeah, me and my wife.
We love you guys.
Check us out.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.